So what is more patriotic? Calling out your country for institutional racism? Or offshoring $100 million so you don't have to pay taxes on it? And why is it that the entire sports world and the entire right-wing blogosphere is completely ignoring the fact that this happened in Levi Stadium? Kenyatta in Redlands, California. Hey, Kenyatta, what's on your mind today? I'm guessing you have some thoughts on this topic.
I did, and I want to let you know that I did for th.com, your site. I did an op-ed about this morning. I'm waiting for it to go through the vetting process. I hope you get a chance to read it. It's called I Will Not Stand for That. Let me tell you something, Thom. I've mentioned this to you before. I have not, in 30-plus years, stood for the national anthem or said the Pledge of Allegiance. And I will not, particularly with the Pledge of Allegiance, until the last 6 words are true, and that's with liberty and justice for all. Right. We live in a country where we have a devout racist running for the presidency and may very well get it. We see 12-year-old black children being slaughtered in the streets. You can't keep up with the shootings and the murders of black people in this country. And so I think that, though I can understand white people wanting to get teary-eyed and feeling schmaltzy about the flag and Old Glory. Old Glory represents something vastly different for me as a black person. And what I don't understand is how white people find it within themselves, how they get the level of arrogance that they expect for me to feel about it the way that they do. Yeah. Because for them to feel that way, they're denying the facts. They're denying history.
It's Kenyatta. This is another dimension of white privilege. They're blissfully oblivious to it. It has never even occurred to a lot of these people.
May I just share this with you, Thom? Before Martin Luther King's death, I'm sure that you're familiar, everyone is, with the I Have a Dream speech. There was an excerpt that he said, and I'd like to repeat it. He said, in a sense, we have come to our nation's capital to cash a check. When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yep. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as her citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check. A check that has come back marked insufficient funds. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation. So we have come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice.
Right. And I would say that people like Colin, is it Kaepernick? Am I saying that?
Kaepernick, yeah.
Kaepernick. The people like Colin Kaepernick doing what he did and thus erupting into the media, as much as it makes heads explode over on the white right-wing sites, is another step in the process of redeeming that check, of raising awareness, of waking people up, of saying to white people who, as I said, blissfully oblivious. I mean, they know at some level deep down inside, they know, but it's not part of their daily experience. They never had to think about it. They don't have to, life goes on for them in ways that this just doesn't affect them. And so, and particularly in the great middle part of the country, what Limbaugh calls flyover country. And I think that he's, this reminds me of the statements and positions that Muhammad Ali took and other, there's a long history in my lifetime.
It made me think of, Thom, you remember during the, I forget what year, the Olympics where the black men with raised gloved fists.
Yeah.
It really reminded me of that.
Yeah, it was the Olympics in Germany, wasn't it? As I recall, but I could be wrong. But yeah, me too. And I think we need to be continually, we Americans across the board, and people of color doing it obviously has a lot more impact because it makes it obvious that we need to be pointing this stuff out, and white allies need to be pointing it out, I think, as well.
And that's why I love you so, man.
Well, thank you. I doing my best here. Kenyatta, thanks for your kind words and thoughtful commentary.